Hello, everyone. This is the weather hazard briefing for Monday, December 19th from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho. We've got more snow ahead as we get into the first part of the week here, and then temperatures are going to take a plunge on Thursday on the backside of the system that is moving through. So, we've got plenty to talk about as we go through the briefing today. Now, yesterday we were dealing with quite a bit of some freezing fog that is not nearly as much of an issue out there this morning, but we have still seen some patchy fog here and there. So just keep that in mind. You could run into a few pockets of that. That and low clouds, and then a little bit of light snow is possible as we go through mainly later today into some of the higher elevations ahead of the better chance for snow looking to be Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, the mountains are mainly going to see the higher snow totals out of this, especially the Sawtooths, the big holes in the Tetons, and over near the Bear River Range. Again, that's where we're going to see the most snow, but even here in the Snake Plain area, we will catch a little bit of that with that system coming through Tuesday into Wednesday. We actually are going to be gradually warming these next couple of afternoons before our temperatures do take that tumble on Thursday. And goodness, it is going to be cold. We're going to talk about that and some of the wind chills that we're going to be watching out for with that. So here is a look at satellite early this morning on Monday the 19th. You can actually see it's pretty cool. A lot of fog out there, especially through parts of California and Nevada. Not nearly as much of that over here in eastern Idaho, but you can catch a little bit of that through part of the Snake Plain and farther south. And then some low clouds up in the northern part of eastern Idaho near the Island Park area. More clouds, though, are going to start to stream in through the areas we go through today. Again, ahead of that next system that is going to be arriving mainly Tuesday into Wednesday. But again, we'll see the potential for a few flurries, some light snow across parts of the area, even today. Now, for most of us, that won't add up to much, if anything. Again, better chance for any accumulating snow is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. And you can kind of see that reflected here in the weather risk outlook, where we're mainly in the green for today, and most of us on Tuesday, but again, those higher elevation areas start to see a little bit more snow than the rest of us on Tuesday, so that'll bump you into the minor category. With some more impacts Wednesday into Thursday as more of us see snow, the winds really start to pick up. And then Thursday, we're not looking at really any snow, but we'll be on the backside of this system, which will really open up the door for much colder Arctic air to make its way down to us. So we'll talk about that. A little bit of a break on Friday from the cold. We're actually going to start to warm things up, but a little short wave popping through there could bring some more light snow to the area. Right now, looks like we could dry out a little bit more for the weekend. Of course, that would be great, given that it is Christmas weekend. But we'll keep an eye on it. Still several days away. Our highs for Monday, well, not particularly warm. Most of us in the teens to some low to mid-20s as you go a little bit farther into the Magic Valley and the Southern Hills. And along I-15 from Idaho Falls down south is where it'll be a bit warmer. Unsurprisingly, the farther north you go, the colder it is going to get. We get into Tuesday, temperatures actually, again, warm, a couple degrees, with most of us in the low to mid-20s, even warming into the low 30s in a few spots. Wednesday, pretty similar story, but a couple degrees warmer for most of us, pushing our highs back into the low and mid-30s, really along the Snake Plain area and into parts of the Magic Valley. We get a little bit farther north and we'll still be in the 20s, but that is an improvement. So our snow potential as we go through Tuesday and into Wednesday. Let's take a look at that. Here is a percent chance of an inch of snow or more. You can see most of us will probably see about an inch. A few spots likely see about a half an inch of snow. You get closer to Twin Falls, Burley, snow totals will be very light. But even American Falls, Pocatello, Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, see about a 40 to 60% chance of at least an inch of snow or more out of this system. Again, the mountains are still going to be the big winners, of course, but we get to the percent chance of 2 inches of snow or more, and that drops off pretty quickly. Here through Pocatello to Idaho Falls, I think most of us will probably see about 1 to 2 inches. So, inch and a half might be that sweet spot there. But as far as the highest snow totals, yeah, the Sawtooths, the Big Hole Mountains, the Tetons, the Bear River Range, that's where you see potential for 8 inches of snow or more. In fact, here's a first look at some of those potential snowfall amounts. Again, this is encapsulating the whole time frame. Few flurries today, mainly seeing more snow Tuesday into Wednesday, wrapping up early Thursday morning. So this is over a decent amount of time, but a lot of us in that 1 to 2 inch range, or even 2 to 4 inch range. But then you get into those higher elevations where we're going to see the most snow, potentially 6 to 8, 8 to 10 inches of snow over near the Teton Pass. Potential for up to about a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more. So a decent amount in those higher elevations, but for most of us in the more populated areas, probably looking at about 1 to 2 inches of snow. So the other thing to talk about with the system coming through is going to be the wind. We are going to see some widespread wind gusts anywhere basically from 30 to probably almost 40 miles per hour. Even some isolated gusts higher than that, certainly not out of the question. So that is going to make it feel even colder. Thankfully, the coldest air is not here quite on Wednesday. So that means our wind chills on Wednesday will still be in the teens to single digits, below zero the farther north you go, up towards Island Park area. But again, that colder air is really going to be arriving on Thursday. Our highs on Thursday, just the actual temperatures themselves, mainly single digits to lower double digits for most of us, but with winds still gusting up to about 15-20 miles per hour, it is going to feel much colder. In fact, our wind chill graphic there, those temperatures are below what we have a color table for right now, actually. So showing the potential for -35, -40 degrees for the wind chills up near Spencer and Island Park. A lot of us will be closer to the negative teens, -20, -25 degrees for what is going to feel like at times throughout the day on Thursday. So again, very cold, dangerously cold in some of those spots. So if you do have any travel plans, even behind that snow, make sure you've got your winter kit in your car so you can stay warm in case you would happen to have any car troubles, because of course when it feels that cold and is that cold, it doesn't take long for hypothermia and those things to start impacting you. Believe it or not, we're actually going to warm up a little bit after this, so it is thankfully a short-lived drop in our temperatures. We're going to be back mainly in the teens to low 20s for our highs on Friday, and gradually warm up as we get into the weekend. In fact, by the time we get to Christmas Day, our temperatures could be back into the low to mid-30s for most of us. So again, this cold snap is thankfully a pretty quick one. So here's our summary for today. Monday, some low clouds, a little bit of some patchy fog and freezing fog, not nearly as much as what we saw yesterday though, and a little bit of light snow, especially in some of the higher elevation areas. Better chance of snow is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. The mountains going to see the most. A lot of us probably in between that 1 to 2 inch range down here at the lower elevations. Gradual warming as we go through the first part of the week here, but that plunge on Thursday will be quite noticeable. If you have any questions or comments, concerns about the forecast, feel free to reach out to us via email, give us a phone call, or you can always find us on social media too, where we will post updates. And don't forget to check back each day for our updated weather hazard briefing.